Hey everyone, and welcome. You know that feeling, right? You're on the phone trying to describe something, and you just wish you could reach through and point at what you're talking about. Well, what if I told you that you're already an expert at pointing just by using your words? Let's dive into the 4 little words that make it all happen. Seriously, think about it. You're trying to tell your friend which car is yours in a crowded parking lot. Or maybe you're describing that one awesome painting you saw in a gallery. How do you actually single it out when you can't use your finger? Turns out, language has this amazing built-in tool just for that. And that tool has a name, the demonstrative pronoun. Yeah, it sounds a little technical, I know, but the idea is super simple. It's basically a word that acts like a verbal finger. It's your brain's own little laser pointer for singling out a specific person, place, or thing. Now, before you start thinking about complicated grammar rules, here's the best part. You only need to master 4. That's it, just 4 words to be a pro at this. In fact, you already use them all the time without even thinking about it. Today, we're just going to put a little spotlight on them. And here they are. The whole system is built on 2 simple questions. First, is the thing I'm talking about near me, or is it far away? And second, is it just one thing, or are there a bunch of them? So for one thing that's close by, use this. For one thing that's way over there, you use that. And you can see how the same logic works for plurals with these and those. Simple, right? So let's zoom in on the singulars for a sec. It's all about how close you are to something. You'd say, this coffee in my hand because, well, it's right here. But you'd look out the window and say, that dog across the street because it's farther away. The word itself actually creates the sense of distance for us. And it works exactly the same way for plurals, which is pretty cool. You'd say, these keys on the table for a bunch of keys right in front of you. But you'd look up at the sky and say, those stars are bright tonight for a group of things way, way out there. It's a really neat and consistent system. All right, let's see it in action. If I say, this is my favorite book, the word this instantly gives you a picture, doesn't it? You know it's one book, and you know it's close enough for me to hold. All of that info is packed into that one tiny word. Now let's flip it. That is your car outside. See how the word that just pushed the car away from us? We immediately know we're not standing right next to it. We're pointing at it from a distance, maybe from a window or a doorway. Okay, now for plurals. Imagine you're at a party and you gesture to the people you're with and say, these are my friends. That word, these, it pulls that group right into your immediate space. It tells everyone they are right here with you. And for the final one, check this out. Those are the mountains we visited. Those immediately creates this huge sense of scale and distance. You're pointing to something massive and far off on the horizon, and you did it all without even lifting a finger. So we've got the pointing part down, near or far, singular or plural, but believe it or not, there's actually another layer to how powerful these words are. It's not just what they point to, it's also about the job they're doing inside the sentence. They can play 2 key roles. Sometimes they're the subject of the sentence, the star of the show, the one doing the action, like in, this is delicious. This is the main character. But other times they can be the object, the thing receiving the action, like in, I don't like that. See the difference? In, those are expensive, those is the subject. But in, she bought these yesterday, these is the object. It's all about who's driving the action. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that this, that, these, and those aren't just filler words. They are tools of precision. They slice right through confusion and make sure the person you're talking to sees exactly what you're seeing in your head. They help us create a shared world with just a single word. And that kind of leaves us with a pretty cool question to think about, right? We've just unpacked the hidden power of these four little pronouns. So, what other small, everyday words are doing all the heavy lifting in our conversations without us even noticing? It really makes you think. Sometimes the biggest tools in our language are the ones we barely see. Thanks for tuning in.